So today we're gonna make a no added sugar salted caramel ice cream. This one is incredible. Ninja Creami, super easy to do as well. So let's get on and make it. As the thumbnail might have indicated, I'm going to use Allulose for this salted caramel ice cream. A quick thing about caramelizing sugars. Sucrose will caramelize, that's like the benchmark for caramelization. It doesn't really change the chemical structure of the sugar. I mean, it does a little bit. It changes a little bit of that sucrose into a little bit of glucose, a little bit into slightly more fructose. But ultimately, it doesn't really change your recipe that much. It doesn't change the pack or the pod that much. The only time it changes your perceived sweetness is when you burn it, when you really caramelize it down to a deep dark brown color. Then you increase the bitter tones within that sugar, and then your perceived sweetness goes out the window. So you need to kind of just keep that in check. Allulose, as it's labeled as like a unique sugar, it caramelizes much easier than sucrose. So we need to be careful with that. You cannot caramelize xylitol if you're gonna ask. It just won't work, it just doesn't work. So with that said, what are we gonna need for this luxury Ninja Creami salted caramel ice cream? You are going to need 632 grams of light cream, which is 18% fat. In the UK, that's single cream. We're gonna use 80 grams of allulose, 32 grams of skim milk powder, 3 grams of salt, and 2 grams of stevia drops. Now, we need the stevia drops because we're using allulose, we are caramelizing that allulose, and it doesn't produce the perceived sweetness required for this ice cream. The stevia drops, all it does is increase the perceived sweetness level. That's it. Makes it taste nice. Makes it taste nice and sweet like ice cream kind of should be, but not too sweet. We don't want it incredibly sweet. We want it, you know, somewhere in between. If you really hate sweet ice cream, don't put it in. It has no effect on your recipe other than changing how you perceive the sweetness level. With that said, let's get everything weighed out. First thing we're going to do is weigh our allulose, and that is 80 grams. We're going to weigh this into a small pan because we're going to caramelize this on its own. So this is powdered allulose. We need to be careful with this. If you're using granulated allulose, you also have to be careful, but it's a bit more even with caramelization. So we're going to get this on heat, medium-high heat, and we're going to keep this going until we get the color that we want. Be careful with the color. I'll put a swatch up on the screen as to the level of brownness that we need. All right, so let's get that going. And with that doing its thing, we are going in with our 18% cream. So single cream in the UK. I don't know what you call it in the US. I'm sure you have it. But let me know in the comments what your 18% cream is called. Might just be called a light cream. This is just called cream. 632 grams. And into our light cream, we are going to put our skim milk powder, which is 32 grams. We're going to save our stevia drops until the very end once the mix is all done. So let's get this all whisked together. And we're going to pop that on heat and bring this up to a medium high temperature. So somewhere around the 60-70 degrees Celsius mark. Because we're adding that boiling hot allulose into this, it needs to be high temperature. So let's get that going. So the only two things we got left are our stevia and our salt. Again, both of those going in at the end. Let's get these two things going. Once you start heating up your allulose, you'll see that it will start to turn, translucent around the edges. Just keep swirling it manually, and then eventually it will bubble up like crazy. And over the course of about 10 seconds, the bubbles will disappear. This is where you need to keep an eye on it. Once we get to this kind of stage, we need to really be careful that we don't burn it. As you can see, that allulose, once it starts to go, it goes incredibly fast. It caramelizes much faster than normal sugar, but we're at the color that we want now. We've got our milk heated up. We're going to pop some of this into here. Watch the bubbling. Nice. And while that's still warm, we're going to put that straight into our other pan. You want to get as much of that out as you can. You don't want to leave any in there because that will affect your recipe. So make sure that all comes out. Now we can just stir this together. If your milk isn't hot enough, you can just pop it back on heat to redissolve those sugars. You'll tell because it'll be on the whisk. So let's just give this a stir for a minute. Make sure all those sugar crystals, this allulose crystals, are completely dissolved into our dairy. All right, we're completely whisked together. The kitchen stinks because I got some milk on the hob and it's burning away. So now we have our salt. We have 3 grams of salt in this. Don't add too much salt. Salt really affects the freezing point of your ice cream. So if you add too much, if you like it really salty, you're going to need to remove some allulose to rebalance that freezing point. Too much salt won't freeze. And then finally our stevia, and this is 2 grams. So that's about that. Stir that in. There it is, our delicious salted caramel ice cream. Let's get that poured into our container. Loads of bubbles on the top. That is just because we've been agitating the cream. As you can see, the bubbles are actually here. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to remove those bubbles. They will settle down on their own, but we can see that our level is here. There's a certain amount of liquid left in here. So if we leave this just for a little bit, this liquid level will rise and our bubble level will drop and we can scoop the rest off. There we go, completely full up to the line. You get those bubbles for a couple of reasons. A, it's the type of dairy, feather blowing around. You agitate it, it increases the air. You can't whip 18% fat cream, it won't happen. But it will incorporate air into it to a degree, and that is what we are left with here. Adding that hot liquid, creating those intense bubbles, that is adding more air to it. So once we mix them together, we've got this larger amount of unrequired air bubbles in our mix. We need those to reduce so we can see exactly how much in our container we have. If you leave them, they will actually freeze. You'll get this weird layer on the top and it will freeze and your Ninja Creami will be seriously overfilled, but that top layer will be really unpleasant to eat. So it's just easier just to let it settle for a couple of minutes and then take those off. And now we can pop this in the freezer and wait for it to harden off. Again, it's going to take overnight. So let's get that in and come back in the morning and spin it. Going to spin this on ice cream, even though it's gelato, because the ice cream and gelato settings do exactly the same thing on this machine. Right, let's get this one scooped up and see how it turned out. Right, time to try this. Oh, beautiful taste. You've got to watch the allulose. If you take it too far, you become quite bitter. So you're never going to get a super strong caramel flavour because the bitter tones come through much earlier when caramelizing allulose than they do if you're caramelizing sucrose, so normal sugar. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And next week, I'm making a very special ice cream for one of my Patreon supporters who is diabetic.